This is the Double A bringing you another show, and this is going to be a quick Tennessee show. Just give you some updates on what's going on, and we're going to talk a little bit about the top quarterbacks in the SEC, and then we're going to talk about Tennessee's new player that they picked up a day or so ago, and we'll get right on into it. Good afternoon. Double A here with the Charlotte Cross Sports Network. A lot of things going on for the Big Orange. The Big Orange picked up a big-time recruit, and they lost out on a couple of recruits, as you can see on my ticket coming across. They lost out on a couple of in-state defensive backs, and then they were able to pick up a in-state defensive back from Goodpasture High School there in Madison, Tennessee, which is basically the outskirts of Nashville. This kid here is a safety, good size, and he can play. I'm gonna try to see if I can show you a little bit about him on film. And his name's Brandon Slim Leveall. But I'm going to try to rewind that and get back over there and show you a little bit. But anyway, he's a very good player. I'll pop that over there to you here in a minute. But he grew up in the Nashville area and right there at Goodpasture. But I'm gonna show him on film here a little bit. It's moving pretty fast. Okay. But anyway, he's a defensive back right there making a tackle. His coverage skills are very good. He can track the ball very well. As you see right there, getting that interception right there. And then he plays wide receiver also. And to me, he's an athlete, but I think Tennessee recruited him as a cornerback or safety. And then here he is again. Now he's on the kickoff right here. And watch how it comes down. And it kamikaze like it makes that play. And then this is him playing. Now he's actually playing out there on the edge as a corner. And you see how he tracks the ball. So he already has good ball skills already. And now this is him as a wide receiver right here. And so he has great wide receiver skills. I really do think he's an athlete. Now he's playing right on top of the guy, and he's going to tack that ball right there and intercept that pass. And then he's playing wide receiver on this play right here. And watch what he does when he runs with the ball. When he gets the ball in his hands, he knows what to do with it. And he has not great speed, but he's fast enough to do a lot of things. And he'll be an asset for Tennessee. Very good tackler, which lets me believe that he could probably play safety, be an in-box safety. And see right there, he blocks that punt. And then he's playing wide receiver out here on this spot. He does a little turnout, and then he goes inside and gets that ball in for a touchdown. Here he's playing wide receiver again. And this is just a fly pattern, basically, or a post. And he catches that ball and takes it in for a touchdown. This right here is an onside kick. He's going to basically attack that ball and get down there and make that tackle. Very good, big time hitter. And playing wide receiver again on this video. And see how he tracks the ball as a receiver. Tennessee's receiver room right now is very tight, but see, this guy has very good route running skills. And of course, the defensive backs are really not playing that good because that guy got faked out pretty good on that. Now this right here is like he's like an inside post pattern, and he just wide open. His speed, he beats beats players off the ball, and that tells me that he has pretty good top end speed. So he's an athlete to me. Some people may say he's a corner or safety, but he's an athlete because he can play wide receiver very well, in my opinion. But enough said. That's gonna end that whole entire video. And just let you know, Tennessee got a good player. I think he's rated as a 3-star. He could move up and become a 4-star this year, but he's a 2027 signee. And just listening to some of the experts, what they say about Slim Leveall, he provides depth and versatility for Tennessee, of course, at the cornerback or safety position, and he's a complement with the other two guys we picked up, Carter Jameson and Jaden Butler. And so both of those guys they'll be able to solidify that 2027 class. And then so, like I said, that Tennessee recruited him as a safety. They recruited him as a corner. But if it gets to the point where he could play receiver, he possibly could play receiver. And Tennessee beat out Florida, Clemson, Florida State, and NC State for this player. And he's got good size. They list him at like 6'2", I think 175 pounds. And so it's a big pickup for Tennessee, Slim Leveall. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about the running back situation. Tennessee still fighting with Ohio State for David Gabriel Gorgeous, and he's rated as the number 2 running back in the 2027 cycle. And right now, all the media outlets, On3 and 24/7, and Chad Simmons, I think, has him projected to Ohio State. But Tennessee really needs to get in a bidding war with Ohio State for this player. This player is an excellent running back. He's got speed already, and he's got good size. I think with his frame, he could probably carry another 10, 15 pounds and be up around 220. And Krishan Jenkins, who plays for the Cleveland Browns and played for Ole Miss, as well as played for the Buckeyes, and when they won the national championship, he reminds me of him. He may be a little bit taller than Krishan. I think Krishan measured out at the combine at 5'10", but he was around 220. I think David Gabriel Gorgeous is going to probably get up to around 220, 222, 223. And he's just a little bit taller. He's right at 6 feet. So he should be able to keep his speed, increase his strength with the weight program at Tennessee, and be able to carry that weight and be a force for Tennessee fans to see, and for SEC opponents to reckon with. And so just listening to now, right now, Kevon Spale is the number 1 running back in accordance with Rivals.com and 24/7 Sports. And he is almost the same size. He's a little shorter than David Gabriel Gorgeous, but he's the number 1 running back right now, and he's already committed to Georgia. And then the number 3 running back is Landon Williams Callis from Randall, Texas. He hasn't committed yet. And then the number 4 running back is Mason Johnson Cook. He's from East St. Louis, Illinois. I know a little bit. I lived up in that area for quite a while. and I know a little bit about East Side High School there in East St. Louis. They produce college players. You have at one school in the whole town, and they produce a lot of good college players. And Tennessee has had a knack for getting players out of there, along with what Tennessee State has over the years. But Myson Johnson Cook, he's already committed to Auburn, and then the number 5 running back right now is Keldrick Ben, Montgomery, Texas. He's already committed to Oklahoma, and then the number 6 running back is Nigel Newkirk out of Gainesville, Georgia. He's being recruited by Georgia, Oregon, and Oklahoma. He's got visits to all of those schools coming up. On May the 28th, he's going to be at Oregon, June the 5th at Oklahoma, and June the 12th at I guess it's at Oklahoma. Okay, he won't be there. He's at Florida, Oregon on the 28th, and then of course Oklahoma on the 12th. And then the other running back that has not committed yet, Landon Williams Callis, he's coming to Tennessee on May the 20th. It was at Ohio State on May the 29th. He's at Tennessee on the 5th of June, and then he's at Georgia on the 12th. Tennessee has a good chance of landing him also, if they don't get David Gabriel Georges. But David Gabriel Georges is supposed to announce. He's supposed to announce his commitment on the 22nd of July. So a lot of these guys, these last 2 or 3 guys, are probably gonna look and see where the other players are going. And of course, if Tennessee gets Gorgeous, then they don't really need another running back, because the running back room right now is pretty tight, and it looks like the only one that'll leave after the end of this season will probably be Bishop. Bishop probably gonna move on to the NFL, and that'll give us right at around 4 running backs, and then putting George is in there, it would make 5. So we'll see what happens with that. I hope we can pick him up, but if we can't pick him up, we need to look hard at this Tracy Garrett from Burns, South Carolina. Tennessee also had success picking up running backs out of Burns. He's the number 7th rated running back, and right now he has a visit on the 15th of May to Indiana, and then he has a visit on the 4th and 5th of June to Stanford, and then on the 12th to official visit to Tennessee, 12th of June, and then of course an official visit to Notre Dame on the 19th of June. Now, Nigel Newkirk out of Gainesville, Georgia, and that Gainesville, Georgia, they produce a lot of players too. That's where Deshaun Watson played at, which is right there on the border of Georgia and Florida. But Nigel Newkirk, he has a visit on the 28th to Florida. He has a official visit on the 5th of June to Oregon, and the 12th of June to Oklahoma. So it's about 3, maybe 4 running backs out there that have not committed yet, and we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen, and see if Tennessee can grab one of these guys. But Tennessee's going to probably be in a bidding war for David Gabriel Georges in order to pick him up, especially with Ohio State. But that's what's going on with that, with the Vols on that. And then of course Vols has got what they call an 865. They got the 865, and I don't think I have the list of the players that's coming in. It's a ton of players coming in this weekend to visit Tennessee. Some 5 stars, offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman. I think it's a running back. I think it's a tight end. and several other players is coming in this weekend in the 865, and Tennessee is going to be hosting a bunch of players. So hopefully they come out with some commits coming out of that big visit over the weekend. And then let me show you what. So I got my everybody's putting out a top 26 SEC quarterbacks. I'm gonna show you mine. Mine's a little different. I think I more or less echoed every one of the media outlets on the top SEC quarterbacks, especially number one. Trinidad Chambers is by far the number one quarterback coming back. Arch Manning is right behind him, and then you got Garner Stockton. I got him at 3. And then Lenore Sellers, got him at number 4. A lot of people have him down now. Lenore Sellers, he did not have a good offensive line. And then the system that they had wasn't conducive to him being successful. And so I think with Art Browns' son coming in with that same type of offense that Josh Heupel runs and just about everybody in the SEC runs now, he's going to really put up some big numbers. So Tennessee has to play at South Carolina. They have to play at Texas, and if I'm not mistaken, they have to go to Georgia. They may not be playing Georgia with this new 9-game schedule. Have to check that out. But I know you're going to have Arch Manning coming to town, and I think you're going to have Sam Levitt coming to town. Tennessee has to go to face Marcel Reed, who's the number 6 on this list. They have to go down and face Marcel Reed at Texas A&M. And then don't know about Oklahoma again this year. I have to look at the schedule. Byron Brown's coming to Knoxville. That's going to be a tough out because Byron Brown is a good player. He's with the coach that he was trained under at Central Florida, or South Florida. So we'll see what happens. Alton Simmons is going to finally get his chance to show what he can do at Missouri, and then of course Kenny Minchie. He's going to hopefully win that job up there and get to be the starter up at Kentucky. And the coach up there, the head coach, is a very good offensive guru. He can turn quarterbacks around. Bo Nix, he turned him around. He turned the kid that's up at Dylan Gabriel, turned him around up there at Oregon. And so I think, and of course, look what he did with the kid that's there now, who was formerly at UCLA. His name's not on the tip of my tongue right now, but he's going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. And then also looking at Mincy getting that job, and he's a Tennessee kid too. He's from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And then you got actually on this whole list, you got Marcel Reed, who's grew up in Nashville, and then you've got so that's 2 Tennessee kids on that list. And there was someone else, I think. You got Mincy, Marcel Reed, and of course George McIntyre's from Tennessee also. So that's 3 Tennessee kids. And then, but anyway, just rounding out the top 12 guys in the SEC. You got Marcel Reed at 6. Sam Levitt's at 5. He could have a great season if he stays healthy. John Mateer is another good quarterback. Oklahoma. Byron Brown, like I mentioned earlier. Austin Simmons, I mentioned a minute ago. Kenny Minchie. He should have a good year if he gets the chance to start. Keelan Russell, if he wins that job, he should have a chance to start. Camaro Taylor, he should be able to play. He played limited last year, but he's in an offense that's very lucrative for a quarterback with dual threat capability. And if you notice, all the quarterbacks starting in the SEC right now are dual threats. I have them listed as dual threat. And then, of course, New quarterbacks for Tennessee, Brandon and McIntyre are battling for the job. And then, of course, Vanderbilt's Jared Curtis. He's a new quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be the starter or not. He may be the starter because, you know, if you pay someone that kind of NIL money to come and play, they got to play. And then, of course, Florida, don't know that much about Florida's quarterback room. And then, of course, Arkansas, DJ Jackson. Then they picked up Hill, who's a top quarterback at Memphis. He was a top quarterback coming out of high school. So Jackson's probably going to start, and then Hill's going to give him a run for his money probably in the fall, battling him for that quarterback position. And all of these guys may be new starters with no playing time. So I couldn't really put a rating on them. But we'll see what they do down the road. And like I say, the cream of the crop is really Trinidad Chambers, Arch Manning, Garner Stockton, Lenore Sellers, Sam Levitt, Marcel Reed, John Mateer, and Byron Brown. The top 8 are really the cream of the crop. And all the rest of the players are just trying to get up there at that level. And that's the story on quarterbacks in the SEC. Just a quick show to give you an idea about what's going on. Tennessee, even with the player they picked up, they still, I think, are number 28 in the On3 rankings. And I think they were like number 24 in the 24/7 rankings. And but anyway, they so Tennessee's women's softball team, they moved into the regional, I guess the mid-regional tournament part of the NCAAs by winning over the past weekend. And then, of course, the SEC tournament for men baseball starts today, and some of those games will be on TV. And then of course, the basketball team, I think they're up to 14 players that they have right now, counting the prep players as well as the transfer portal players. And they did pick up, like I said, they picked up another big man. His name was he's from VCU, and Christian, I can't pronounce that name. Christian Freeman or something. Freeman, Christian Freeman, who played for VCU. He's the third big man that they picked up to go along with Brown that they already had from last year. And I really do believe Tennessee needs a bigger enforcer to go in there at that number 15 spot. So we'll see what happens with Tennessee, because Coach Barnes is going all out to try to get that team past that Elite 8 status. But with that said, that's going to end this show. And remember to like and subscribe. This is the AA and the Shallowcross Sports Network. We're bringing you a show. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next show.